All right, so we are going to work on one-step equations. To solve one-step equations, you simply do the opposite of whatever is happening to the variable. Now, in all these questions, I'm going to be using the variable x, but it can be any letter like A, B, C, all the way to Z. Now, what's the opposite of adding 5? It will be subtracting 5. So that will get rid of that. Whatever you do to one side of the equal sign, you must do to the other side. X is left by itself, and 18 minus 5 is 13. And you're done. Let's solve this one. What's the opposite of minus 5? Plus 5. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other side. So now you're left with x equals 23 for that equation. This is multiplying. The opposite of multiplying is dividing. So divided by 5. Divide by 5. X equals 3. Now, this one's dividing by 5. The opposite of dividing by 5 is multiplying by 5. So x equals 40. All right, let's go to the next 4. So two-step equations. Two-step equations mean there are two things happening. This one's multiplying with 2 and it's adding 5. But the order is important. Okay, you have to focus on the order, which is now. Normally, we'd be doing actually D here, A here, S here. So we'd be normally doing PEMDAS. But because we're doing the opposite, we're going to be doing SADMAP, which is this in reverse. Okay? So there's two things happening, and the order does matter to which one you get rid of first. So because you're focusing on the order, you're doing PEMDAS in reverse. So you're looking for adding, subtracting, then multiplying, dividing, then exponents, then parentheses or grouped items. Now, we're not going to be dealing with any exponents in this section. So it's really just adding, subtracting, multiplying, dividing, and then parentheses or grouping. So here, we're going to be getting rid of the adding 5 first. So we're going to subtract 5. That's going to get rid of that. Subtract 5. I'm going to be left with 2x. And on this side, I'm going to be left with 12. Now, this is a one-step equation. How do I get rid of the 2? The opposite of multiplying by 2 is dividing by 2. Divide by 2. X equals 6. This one. Okay, if we're doing order of operations in reverse, we're getting rid of the subtraction first. So adding 2, gone. Whatever you do to one side, you do to the other side of the equal sign. So we're going to be getting 10 over here. This is now x over 3. What's the opposite of dividing by 3? Multiply by 3. Multiply by 3. X equals 30. Now this one, because the entire top is being underlined, it's been grouped together. So because this has been grouped together, it's almost as if it has a parentheses on the top. And parentheses is last on the list. So we can't do that first. So we're going to have to do the other thing first, which is the 2. So the opposite of dividing by 2 is multiplying by 2. This is gone. Multiply this side by 2. X plus 5 equals 16. Then subtract by 5. Subtract 5. X equals 11. Now this one here, again, parentheses. This one's more obvious. So it's going to be last. What's inside of the parentheses is last. So now we're going to get rid of the 3. The opposite of multiplying by 3 is divide by 3. X minus 5 equals 5. I'm going to add 5. Add 5. X equals 10. The last section, we're going to be combining like terms and then solving a one-step equation. So 3x plus 4x have the same exponent and the same variable with the same exponent. So you're allowed to add them. So if I have 3x's plus 4x's, this actually turns into 7x's. And that still equals 35. So there's a one-step equation. Divide by 7. Divided by 7. X equals 5. Let's do another one. Here's a negative number. So I'm combining like terms. So negative 2x plus 8x. That's going to leave us with 6x equals 36. We're going to divide by 6. Divide by 6. x equals 6. 36 divided by 6 is 6. Now, in the rare occasion that you deal with fractions, the way that you get rid of fractions is you multiply by the common denominator. So these all have the common denominator of 5. So I'm going to multiply everything, even this number, by the number 5. So 5 times 3 is 15. 15 divided by 5 turns this one into 3x. So 5 times 3, 15 divided by 5. 5 times 2 is 10. 10 divided by 5 is 2. 5 times 10 is 50. This easier problem will equal the same thing as the original. So I combine like terms. I get 5x equals 50. And now divide by 5, x equals 10. And we're done.